You know what's happening this fall.
The election.
The election. You know how many questions I've already had to field about you and your nocturnal activities?
So send me away. Get me out of your hair until November.
Oh, no. Your absence won't quash the rumors. It'll only feed them.
A baby blue Studebaker zooms down the dirt road toward the camp. Ted Spankowski sits in the driver's seat with the top down, his hair whipping in the wind. He looks up as the car passes under the huge hand-carved welcome sign.
Camp, I don't want to bang. There's a blast from the past. But we all gotta do our time, and your time has come, little bro.
In the passenger seat is Ted's teenage brother, Peter Spankowski. He pushes up his glasses, lamenting. Oh, man, I'm gonna miss the Honey Festival.
Years later, you wake up screaming, swearing you can hear his footsteps out there. His axe dragging behind him. Oh, God. The axe. In fact,
The Studebaker screeches to a stop.
I'm not getting any closer. Get the hell out of my car. You're walking the rest of the way, Dorcas.
Well, come on, feet. He starts for the camp. In the woods, hidden amongst the trees. Steph stands in front of a counselor who points to her cell phone and shakes a plastic container.
All right, toss it in the bin.
Are you crazy? What if there's an emergency?
Rules are rules. The only screen here is sunscreen.
Steph rolls her eyes and drops her phone into the container. Then they motion to a table full of pink and blue t-shirts, asking Steph,
What size do you wear?
Small.
The counselor hands Steph a pink tee.
Can I get a blue one?
Funny.
He tosses Pete a box of raisins and ushers him along. Pete walks off, shaking his head. Fucking raisins. Fuck this place.
Virginity rocks.
You could say that again!
From behind her, Steph hears a familiar voice. It sends a shudder down her spine.
Oh, God. Please, no.
Steph! You're here! Oh!
Grace Chastity runs up and throws her arms around Steph. She squeezes with all her might. A nearby counselor points to the hugging girls and yells,
Hey, that's long enough.
Grace lets go, smiling at him.
It's okay. We're just friends.
Keep it that way.
The day that Sally met her boy, she told everyone, leave room, virginity rocks, just tuck it away, never touch anyone, not even your face, don't knock, not today.
The day that Taylor met their match, they told everyone, oh so lucky, might just get to first base. Many have died along the way. They say,
Virginity rocks, just tuck it away, never touch anyone, not even your face,
we're abstinent.
Why, this is the very same technique that ye old settlers used to make their wallets.
Really? With these cheap kids from Hobby Lobby?
We're gonna raise that baby in the woods. We just want to help you.
Keep up, Spankowski.
I can't. My blood sugar. These raisins suck.
Power through it.
The last hiker in line stops next to Pete. She looks around to make sure no one's watching, then removes a chocolate bar from her pocket, offering it to him.
Here. Contraband.
Pete looks up at Stephanie Lauder and freezes. He blushes, gulps, and takes the bar gratefully. Thanks.
Didn't you know touching a bra will cause a man's hands to erupt in boils? That's what it said in the abstinence pamphlet.
Did it? I wiped my ass with mine. Looked more hygienic than the teepee in the outhouse. And I figured it was already full of shit. Steph smiles. Seems she's found a kindred spirit. She pushes a lock of sweaty hair away from her face.
I heard a rumor about you. You're the kid who whacked off during the meat test.
Allegedly. I went to the bathroom to cool off. It was an important exam.
Something about Cindy's melons?
Stacy's melons. I committed it to memory.
Bet you did.
It said, Stacy has 2 plump melons. Each one is perfectly spherical with a diameter of 20 centimeters.
Stacy's stacked.
Jessica walks in with a big pair of jugs. If she squeezes Stacy's melons with a force of 10 grams per square centimeter, how long will it take before Jessica's jugs are full and ready to put to your lips?
They had to have known what they were doing.
Those sick bastards.
So I guess you heard a rumor about me?
Yeah. It sucks. I think whatever may or may not have happened in the bathroom should stay in the bathroom. Can we agree on that?
Yeah. Well, I should catch up. Don't let anyone find you with that. It's against the rules.
Hey, rules were made to be broken.
Yeah. You're not such a nerd, are you?
You say that now. Get me in front of a chemistry set, you'll see some seriously nerdy shit.
See you around, Spakovsky.
Sometimes God has to make examples out of them, like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what he saw when he looked down on Hatchetfield. A den of sin, a city full of adulterers and fornicators.
Hell yeah, go Nighthawks. Steph smiles at Pete from across the fire pit. The rest of the kids, however, are not amused. Ah, baloney.
I know a dozen people who swear on the cross they seen him.
Oh, you know, a little Satanism.
Oh, baloney.
It's true.
You're really good at that, Grace.
No thanks to Smokey the Bear. That lustful, shirtless animal, he was designed by liberals to tempt kids into bestiality. That's what my mom says.
Mine too.
She opens the door and freezes. The basket kits fall to the floor. The walls are soaked in sticky gore. And there, on the beating table, is Gabe, skinless. Beside him, a pile of wallets sewn from his flesh. Girl Jerry covers her mouth and whispers. The curtain to one of the shower stalls slides open, and Grace pops out, wearing a bathing suit.
Morning, Steph.
Wait, did you just shower in your swimsuit?
Of course. It's camp policy. You don't want to see your own body and start getting crazy ideas.
That's, disgusting.
I know. Can you imagine getting handsy with yourself?
We're outside every day, getting sweaty and dirty. If you don't clean yourself, all of yourself, you're gonna get a UTI. You're the reason I'm stuck here. See, I'm normal. You're weird. This whole place is weird.
Giving up on showering here, Steph stomps outside. Grace hurries after her.
Steph, I know you're just lashing out because you're an addict, jonesing for a big old shot of vitamin D, but I am not giving up on you. We're gonna get through this together. Anywhere you go, I'll follow.
Really?
Steph pushes through the door to the neighboring building. Grace's eyes go wide. The sign reads, Boys Washroom.
Boy Jerry! Girl Jerry!
Inside, Steph calls out a warning.
Cover your junk. I'm coming in.
There's one person there. Steph?
Pete?
Peter stands in nothing but a towel wrapped around his waist. Steph stops. She stares at him. Without his dorky glasses, Steph sees that he's actually kind of cute.
Have you always been that, jacked?
Yeah, I gotta shake weight. It's kind of like endurance training for, it doesn't matter, you know?
Guess I never noticed because of the suspenders. You should lose the suspenders.
That's my signature look.
This should be your signature look.
He squints in the mirror. Well, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't give a fair assessment. What are you doing here?
Just trying to shower in peace.
Okay, I was gonna, but, I'll get out of your hair.
Don't be stupid. There are separate stalls. Just take a shower.
Okay. At the same time?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Lord help me. Back in the boys' washroom, Steph calls to Pete over the sound of their respective showers.
Hey, Pete, do you have a bar of soap over there?
Yeah.
Can you pass it over?
She reaches up. Her hand pokes above the partition between the stalls. Pete looks at the bar of soap. Are you sure? I just rubbed it all over my body.
Yeah, you and 20 other guys.
Ew. Gross. He puts the bar in her hand. For a moment, their fingers touch. Pete can't see it, but on her side of the partition, Steph blushes. She takes the soap and the two quickly return to washing themselves. After a moment, Pete asks, So, you think it's true?
What?
The 5 missing kids. You think something like that could really happen here in Hatchetfield?
My dad's the mayor. He says it'd shock you. The secret's in this town.
Yeah, but a crazy lumberjack who hates sexy time, that's a little far-fetched, don't you think?
Guess we'll never know. Unless we put it to the test.
What?
I was kidding.
Oh. Good one.
Unless you wanted to. Maybe this stupid legend persists because none of these nerds have the guts to prove it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd be experimenting for the sake of scientific discovery. Isn't science your thing?
Are you suggesting that we, consolidate down to one shower? Steph considers the idea.
That would certainly get Lumberax's attention. If he was real. And, you know, we'd be conserving water.
That's important. You know, save the planet. It's like that annoying Greenpeace girl always says, be the change you want to see in the world.
Right. So, you wanna?
Pete puts his hand to the stall partition. Steph, are you sure? Rumors spread, I'm a loser, and you're Stephanie Lauder.
Yeah, but I thought we agreed whatever happens in the bathroom stays in the bathroom.
You're goddamn right. I'm coming over there. Inside, Steph smiles.
Okay, come on over.
Okay, on the count of 3. Pete grabs the shower curtain. He readies himself to hop out of his stall and into Steph's. 1. Lumberax takes aim.
2.
He winds up. The axe gleams, and...
Spankovsky! Lauder! What are we supposed to do with you two?
How about nothing, because we're consenting adults?
I think you might be a lost cause, Lauder. I'm surprised the rumors about you weren't true.
Hey, cut it out.
Excuse me, what was that? Girl Jerry, could you take Steph to her bunk and lock her in? I'd like to have a word with this young man in private, if you don't mind.
Girl Jerry leads her away. Steph glances back at Pete as she goes. Boy Jerry steps closer, narrowing his eyes.
You're trash, Spankovsky. Just like your brother. No Spankovsky will ever amount to a hill of beans in this town. So, I hope you enjoyed your little bath time, 'cause it's solitary confinement for you, for the rest of the summer. I will not have you drooling over her like she's some piece of meat.
It's not like that. I like Steph, and I think she likes me too.
What's Steph got to do with it? I'm talking about Girl Jerry. I ought to put you in a canoe. I ought to let a bird walk all over you. Get to your cabin, now!
Thoroughly confused, Pete's led away by a counselor.
Keep it together, Boy Jerry. Keep 'em chaste and it won't happen again.
Out in the woods, it's happening again.
Gabe brought this upon himself. He was a little perv, and now he's burning in hell for it.
Max Jaegerman was a perv, and now he's rotting in hell for it.
He opens the office door. Girl Jerry claps her hand over her mouth. In the center of the room is a pile of bloody body parts. Noah and Mary's. They're stacked on top of each other like freshly cut firewood.
Shoot.
That's it. I'm calling the police.
Girl Jerry goes for the phone when Boy Jerry catches her arm.
I don't think you've thought this through, Girl Jerry. You think they're just gonna come here and cart off the bodies? No. They're gonna poke around. And they're gonna find everything. You ready for that? For the whole town to know what you did? Dirty girl.
Don't call me that.
She opens her mouth, ready to accept his tongue, when...
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh!
Grace Chastity stands wide-eyed in the doorway.
Grace! We can explain!
Girl Jerry had something in her teeth and I was gonna lick it out. What's wrong?
Noah and Mary! They're dead!
Yeah, that.
Grace, just calm down and we'll talk.
No!
She runs from the office. He kicks the wall in frustration. When he does, one of the wooden boards comes loose and falls to the floor. Behind it, a hiding spot. There's something inside, covered in cobwebs. Pete reaches in and pulls out a 20-year-old pornographic magazine. He flips it open. There's something written on the first page. Property of Theodore Spankovsky. A tear comes to Pete's eye. He holds the magazine to his chest. He's with me always. Well, you know what they say. Never waste a locked door. Pete opens the magazine. He unbuckles his belt. And an axe head bursts through the cabin door. Holy shit! It's Lumbrax! He's real! A foot kicks through the splinters, and Steph peers inside.
Zip it up, Spankowski. We're busting out of here.
Right! She tosses the axe and takes off. Pete goes to follow her. Then he stops. He turns back to the dirty magazine and grabs it. Crunch, crunch. Steph and Pete rush through the darkness, kicking up leaves. Do you know where we're going?
I have no clue.
I don't know. Maybe this isn't such a good idea. I mean, how big is Witchwood Forest anyway?
My dad says it's as big or small as it needs to be.
What's that supposed to mean?
Shh. Do you hear that?
In the distance, a voice. It's Boy Jerry, dragging a heavy, wet bag, muttering to himself.
All right, you campers, keep up. I got a special activity planned for you two. Hide and seek. Hold the seek!
Steph and Pete watch him empty the sack into a freshly dug ditch.
The man on the loose and he's got a gun. Better put out the ABB.
I heard that the brains were soup, their intestines were cut in two, so it's gotta be Donna.
Yeah, it's gotta be Donna.
Dan! Until Jerry went on his murder spree.
I knew it was Jerry! It was Girl Jerry, that dirty girl!
Let's kill him!
Steph and Peter, out of your bunks. Looking for a good spot to partake in some hanky-panky?
He advances. Steph recoils.
Stay back, Pete. He's crazy.
Someone's coming! Pete, get behind me! I've got a gun!
He lunges. Peter instinctively dodges and grabs the shovel's handle. All those years of training with that shake weight pay off as Pete starts jerking the shovel back and forth, until Boy Jerry loses his grip. He stumbles back, and wham! Pete smacks him across the face with the shovel's blade. Boy Jerry rolls to the ground with a bloody lip. Pete stands over him, triumphantly.
Never tangle with the Spankovsky.
With his opponent down, Pete raises the shovel and tries to break it across his thigh. Crunch! Something snaps, but not the tool's hand.
Oh, I think I broke my leg.
Pete falls to the floor in immense pain. Steph rushes over.
Yeah, feels messed up. But you looked real cool right up until the end there.
Tripped at the finish line. Story of my life.
Steph touches his face, gently.
Hey, I'm not into jocks.
She leans in and kisses him. Pete closes his eyes. He kisses back. They part, smiling. Then a chill runs down Steph's spine.
You homecoming queen, the football team will meet your needs.
You bet they can, oh babe, you bet they can. Don't need a lover boy, need a lover man. Sure, I'm a sapiosexual, you're intellectual, but I call my lover losses when I can.
Steph and Pete turn to find a figure looming over them. 8 feet tall at least. He's dressed in tatters. He's stinking and heaving with anger. Mad Woodsman swings his axe. Steph and Pete roll away. The axe pounds into the ground. Steph grabs Pete's arm and helps him to his feet. The teens take off into the woods. Boy Jerry looks up and orders, "Get him, Lumbee!"
I had to keep him a secret. I raised him out here, in the woods. But there's something about Witchwood Forest. Things grow here. They grow fast, and big, and different.
Steph runs for him at full speed.
Fuck you, lumberjacks!
Squish! She jams the shovel into his chest. She leans forward, driving the blade deeper, but it doesn't get far. Smack! Lumberax backhands her. She hits the ground.
Steph!
She skids through the underbrush, rolling to a stop. Lumberax heads straight for her.
Hey! Leave her alone! Steph! The porn! It's his weakness! He can't look at it!
Lumberax drives his huge hands into the ground. He takes hold of the tree's roots and starts to pull. The earth shakes beneath them. Slowly, Lumberax stands, ripping the tree from the ground.
Holy shit.
He raises his axe. Steph winces, and...
No! There's one thing you better hurry up and know about Grace Chastity. I'm the biggest prude you'll ever meet. You think I just wear a swimsuit in the shower at camp? No way! It's a house rule, too. No one is seeing this until I'm married. Not even me. You know how much of a prude I am? I knitted tiny little sweaters for all the crucifix Jesus statues in our house. I get that he's dying for our sins, but he doesn't need to have his nips out when he does it. No. Okay, think about it, little Jerry. If Boy Jerry and Girl Jerry are your mother and father, you know what that means, don't you?
It means we prayed to heaven and a stork delivered you to our door.
It means they had sex. They fornicated! In your woods!
You're gonna hurt yourself with that thing. I think it's best if you give your old man the axe.
Lumberax turns to his father and gives him the axe all right between the eyes. The blade splits Boy Jerry's skull. Then, with a demon's strength, the woodsman pushes down. His axe glides through Boy Jerry's neck and chest and stomach and groin. Slash, slash. The two halves of Boy Jerry fall to the forest floor with a splat.
Slashed me right in half. Vertically. Like hot dog style, not hamburger.
Oh, wow.
Just finish it, you ungrateful little fuck!
Lumberax kicks her chest, like a punter kicking a field goal. She flies through the air, smacks into a tree, and explodes. Pete and Steph look on in wonder. Grace faces the woodsman without fear.
I think I understand you. Maybe we understand each other.
Suddenly, Lumberax lifts his blade. Grace winces. But then, he slowly lowers it, handing it to her. Grace gazes down at the weapon. Then he turns and lumbers back into the woods. Grace oversees the camper's work. As she does, she absent-mindedly sharpens her axe. Another kid grumbles.
Who put her in charge?
You don't want to know.
He's got the size that humbles. He's got the hands that rumble.